let's go over all the games happened on Sunday night. Let's get into it. And this week, for a lot of, I think for Yahoo leagues, this is like the finals matchup. So basically, if your guy is down this week, for example, all the guys from the Atlanta Hawks, it looks like they only have 3 games, but that's okay. You could stream all those guys after Thursday because they don't have any more games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you can drop everybody on the Hawks, Trey Young, Bogdanovich, and then just stream those spots. So just be, I think it would be a wise idea to you either pick up guys that have 5 games this week. I think the Detroit Pistons do have 5 games. Otherwise, you could stream a lot of the acquisitions and you just drop those players after either Friday, Thursday, Saturday, and just stream more games out of it. Simply do that. Let's talk about the first game. The Brooklyn Nets losing to Milwaukee Bucks. KD's been playing high minutes the past 2 games. Obviously, if he's healthy, that's great. They only have 3 games this week. You could drop off the guys after Saturday if this is your last week. All of them, because they have no games, And it's a good thing they don't have a back-to-back, so KD and Kyrie should play all 3, and it's okay. You could drop them. Save your acquisitions and drop that spot after Saturday. KD played great. I mean, this is what he does. Efficient everywhere. 3 for 4 from the free throw line. It's okay. 7 threes, 10 rebounds, 42 points. Cannot say enough about Kevin Durant. We know whenever he's playing, he's great. I mean, put up efficient numbers. He doesn't offer all that many defensive stats, but who cares? He's a 4th-ranked player in the last month, while only averaging 0.7 steals and 0.8 blocks, but shooting 61 from the field and 90% from the free throw line. Mainly majority of his KD's value coming from the efficiency department. A little bit rebound, obviously 5.7 rebound and 5 assists. That's also good. But I think for next year with James Harden around, I don't know if KD would average 5. Maybe he would, but he's not gonna average a lot. Because Harden is gonna probably average 10 assists again next season. Given they run it back next season, whatever the result this year playoff might be. But good from KD, healthy and playing really, really well. Jeff Green is a guy that we want to stream because the Nets got 4 games. He had a back-to-back. We can drop him after this game. But if you need some efficiency, maybe you could hold. They do have a game on Tuesday, but they don't have a back-to-back. So I would much rather stream the spot for sure. But again, depend on how many acquisitions you have, right? Because you're going to stream somebody, you're going to get 4 games out of them. You could keep Jeff Green on your roster and then use one acquisition to get the guy on Sunday. It will be the same result. You get the same number of games. So it depends what your strategy is. If Jeff Green is not going to give you what you want for your matchup, then for sure drop it. If you're not sure, okay, you could keep him on your roster and then make decisions after Tuesday or Thursday, whatever. DeAndre Jordan grabbed 11 rebounds and played 24 minutes. If you need rebound and blocks, sure, you could, for your finals matchup, you could have him on Tuesday and then make more decisions down the road. Joe Harris is a 3-point streamer and 3-point streamer only. Lately, he hasn't been doing much at all. And Kyrie Irving, 8 for 21. The efficiency has been rough with Kyrie lately, but with Harden not around, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Good enough. 2 threes and 20 points. And Landry Shaman continues to get some huge minutes. He's also a 3-point streamer and 3-point streamer only. But the Nets, they don't have a back-to-back. I feel like there's just way better options out there. And Bruce Brown, only 4 minutes. I think it's interesting how Bruce Brown gets a lot of minutes when Kevin Durant is out. Even though their positions, they don't really, they're not really playing the same position. For Milwaukee Bucks, this game was on ABC and Giannis went off. He scored 16 points to start off the 3rd quarter. Statement game, I guess. These are the 2 teams that potentially could meet down the road. 2nd and 3rd seed. Potentially meet in the 2nd round. Depend on. The Nets, they're fighting for the 1st spot, and also having 1st in the Eastern Conference matters. So I think Nets because if they're the 1st seeded, they gonna play the Atlanta Hawks or the New York Knicks, right? Even good teams like Miami Heat and Celtics right now, they're 6th and 7th seed. Obviously, a lot could change, but at least they don't have to play Nets or Bucks in the 2nd round, assuming both of them do get out of the 1st. So there's some incentive getting the first seed, and I mean Sixers and Nets are neck to neck. So I guess that's good news for KD, Kyrie, and Joel Embiid owners. At least they won't just sit out a lot of games this week or last week, next week. Giannis great, 49 points, 8 rebounds, 4 threes. I mean, 58% from the field, 3 for 6 from the free throw line is bad. Everything else is really, really good. Giannis is the guy looking forward to next year. I mean, he's not gonna miss many games down the road. And where is Milwaukee Bucks? How many games they got this week? Yeah, they only have 3 games. So you know, after Friday, drop Giannis. This is your last week, drop him, and that's great because you could potentially stream somebody. Use one acquisition for a back-to-back. Pistons got a back-to-back Friday, Saturday. Oklahoma City's got a back-to-back, so you got some options to work with. But next year, remember, in category D's, you got to pound free throws with Giannis. He even hit 4 threes. I mean, now he's even hitting threes, so it's everybody's shooting threes. That's why like guys like Curry, Damian Lillard, their value is not as good as they were before. Chris Middleton, great, 26, another great one. Good efficiency everywhere, 3 threes, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Good stuff. But remember to drop those guys after Friday, if this is your finals matchup. For those of you who made it so far after the crazy season, Brook Lopez went off, 1 steal, 5 blocks. Scary stuff. If you need blocks, sure, keep it till Friday. But just remember, he really only give you blocks and nothing else. A little bit threes, obviously, but he for sure is a guy. If you don't need blocks, don't even think about it. Just drop it. Dante DiVincenzo again struggled, 0 for 5. You could still stream him as bad as he played this game. If you don't have him, sure, they got a back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday. He could be a big good stream then. Drew Holiday just did it. 1 for 4 from front of the free throw line is bad. But Drew Holiday is a guy that next season expect him to be, second round, early third maybe because he's a year older. But he's a guy that can do everything in fantasy. Maybe free throw is a little bit tough as a point guard, but everything else is really, really good. This season, his defensive stats has also been, especially the steals and block. I mean, especially the steals, I think. In the last month, where is Holiday? Let's see where Holiday is. 41st ranked player because the last few games hasn't been good. But I think overall he's a top 25 guy for sure for the season. Let's look at the next game, the Portland Trail. Yeah, if you got players on these 2 teams, great. They're all fighting for a playoff spot. And look at their schedules. For the Portland Trailblazers, they got 4 games this week. Great. Drop guys after Saturday. Remember to drop guys. Because if this is your last week, I will be I think. Okay, so first of all, just figure out what you need to have to beat your opponent. And, if you got guys that would help you win, I think strategy this week, since this is your last week, I would rather much hold the acquisitions for later, because you can drop everybody after Friday, Saturday, So you get, I think, the most games out of it. For this game, Robert Covington finally, I think, what's going on? He started at the small forward while Norman Powell is at the power forward, at least what the stat sheet says. Robert Covington 1 steal, 2 blocks, great. They have 4 games. Drop him after Saturday. But, playing alongside Nurkic has impacted his steal numbers somehow. Only 1 steal again. I don't know what it is. It's weird. 3 threes. He has not been good once Nurkic returned. He was a top 10 guy with Nurkic around, but now he's no longer that guy. Especially the steal numbers has all disappeared. Norman Powell, 1 steal, 1 block, 23 points. I mean, 4 threes. Still good enough. Giving you points and threes. Yusuf Nurkic, 14, 11, 2 steals, 4. I mean, 29 minutes is really, really good. This is what we envision Nurkic. This is what we want to see out of Nurkic. And we know this is, still no blocks this game, but he's a 70. Well, obviously, if you drafted him in the second round or third, he's still not giving you that. But top 70 guy, if this guy was on a waiver wire, for sure. He's in the last month, in only 24 minutes, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block with decent efficiencies. 53% on 9 shot attempts is not bad. So in the championship week, let's see how much he can contribute. It's good. Like if he's not gonna play the back-to-back on Friday and Saturday, you could drop him on Saturday. To check your lineup, drop him on Saturday. No worries, stream somebody. Damian Lillard, he has not been good in the last month. Actually, 72nd ranked player after this game, who played really well. 13 and 6, good efficiency from the free throw line, 3 threes, 26 points, but he has not been good. Injuries bothering him a little bit, shooting 38%. And Damian Lillard is a guy every single year, very consistently, he's a top 10. I think this year he's not top 10 per game basis. Usually every year there would be like a month or two he would just go crazy. Just didn't happen this year. And we know he's a guy that hits a lot of threes. Really, really good free throw guy, probably the best. Now that Harden is, not that crazy usage guy anymore. And good assists, good threes, good points. But big problem with him is he doesn't get all that many steals, right? Not as few as Trae Young, but doesn't get that many. CJ McCollum, great, 33 points, 4 threes, 5.5. CJ is a guy that most likely, 48th ranked player. We know he's out for like 2-3 months, but whenever he played this season, he has been pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with his fantasy output at least. This season he's brought like the defense, a little bit defense, like 1 steal is okay with me. Close to 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's good enough for me, honestly, from CJ McCollum. I think he improved his assist numbers and steal numbers just by a tiny bit. For the Celtics, another tough loss, and for Celtics in the Miami Heat, they're all trying to get to the 5th spot. So they only need to play, because if they're the 6th or 7th seed, they have to play all 3 teams pretty much, Sixers, Nets, and Bucks. If they were the 4th or 5th seed, they only have to go through 2 teams, two of the top 3 teams. So I think that makes a difference, and I believe they all know it and they're trying hard. Jaylen Brown did not have the best game, 6 for 22. But in terms of fantasy, 11 rebound, 4 assists is okay. Hit 1 3. What's the Celtics schedule look like? Jaylen Brown had a crazy month. I mean, this week he had a crazy week. Maybe he's the one who helped you get into the championship week. Celtics, they have 3 games yet. This is the worst scheduling for the Celtics because, like many other teams, they have 3 games, but their 3 games come later this week. It comes Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So that means if you got Jaylen Brown, you got Jason Tatum, you can't drop them because they have a game on Sunday. So compared to like a Trae Young who would finish it, his last game of the season for you on Thursday, then you could stream a new guy for the next 3 days. That makes a huge difference. But if you got Celtics guys, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, you gotta hold on to them. 33 points for Jason Tatum as well. Had 1 block, 7 for 7 for threes. Jason Tatum also went off last week. He had a 60-point game. But you hold on to them until Sunday. Evan Fournier, Marcus Smart started at Kemba Walker was out. So I think every time Kemba was out, sure, you could stream Evan Fournier, but consider they don't have the back-to-back. I think Evan Fournier needs to be on the waiver wire for the rest of the season. But this game he played well. 8 for 10, had 5 threes, 21 points, 2 steals. If you got Tristan Thompson, he's a drop. Only if you need rebound. But him and Robert Williams just split in minutes. 24 minutes. Robert Williams played 24 minutes. I don't hate it if you need rebound, block, steals. He could give you all those and good field goal. And they do have 3 games. It depend on what you need, right? Depend on the situation. But I think Robert Williams would be have way better upside than Tristan Thompson. Although Tristan Thompson blocked 3 shots this game, he usually only give you rebound and nothing else. Even 1 for 6 from the field this game. Let's go to the next game, the Miami Heat. Yes, the Miami Heat. They're trying to be the 4th or 5th seed. Led by Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is so good again. He's a guy. I mean, in the last month, he's a number one ranked player, despite Steph Curry averaging 37 points. But Curry only averaged like zero point 0.8 assists in the last month, while Jimmy Butler averaged 2.4. That's some crazy steal numbers from Jimmy Butler. 2.4. I don't know how he gets so many, right? Like in the top, who else is getting over to? Okay, Draymond Green in the last month averaging 2.3, which is also great. But Jimmy Butler in the last month, can't say enough about this guy. He was hurt beginning of the season, in and out of the lineup, but ever since that, he's been so good. Number one guy in the last month, probably number one guy in the last two and a half month as well in fantasy. How is their schedule looking like for Miami Heat? Yeah, they only have 3 games. It sucks. If you got Jimmy Butler, sure. You got hold him through Sunday. You got Bam, sure. Trevor Ariza, look at the defensive stats, man. Um, it sucks they only have 3 games, but this game the stat looked really juicy. 2 for 4 from the free throw line is bad, but 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. This is what Trevor Ariza can do, putting up Danny Green numbers, and he maybe grabbed more rebound than Danny Green. You know, really really good. I think we want to drop him and maybe stream him for Friday and Sunday, because they only got 1 game in the first uh, 4 days. Depend on how many acquisitions you have. If you want to win rebound, threes, steals, and blocks, sure, like because he could give you all those. So you can maybe drop a guy that doesn't give you all that. Because realistically, if you already got him on your team, I wouldn't drop him. But if you haven't, if you need those defensive stats, I would probably stream somebody else for the first 4 days, and maybe try to get 3 games out of it. Like use that one acquisition to stream, Atlanta Hawks guys, Grizzly guys, Pacer guys, Detroit Pistons, right? Because those teams have 3 games in the first 4 days. You could use one acquisition, and then you stream Trevor Ariza on Friday and Sunday. So you could use 2 acquisitions and to get whatever stat you want for the week, mainly the steals and blocks if you want Trevor Ariza. Bam this game, great. 2 for 3 from the free throw. I mean, who cares? This season his free throw has really really improved. If you got Bam, not only he's not hurting your free throw, he's helping it this season. Almost a triple double, 7 rebound, 10 assists, 10 20 points, good stuff. And I think if you're punting if you're punting threes, Bam is a beast. He's a guy that contributes everywhere. Duncan Robinson, a 3-point streamer. They don't have a back-to-back, so don't think you want to stream him. And Kendrick Nunn, the minutes is super high. If you already got him and you need points, depend on how many acquisitions. Again, depend on how many acquisitions you have. If you don't have him, I would look to stream him on Friday and Sunday. And Goran Dragic, at this point, some low end value. If he give you some points and assists, I feel like you can do better. And consider Miami Heat only have 3 games next week. Yeah, not a lot of guys I'm interested. And Tyler Hero is still out for whatever reason. But whenever he's playing, he has not been great. In fantasy, he's not. For the Charlotte Hornets, Cody Martin had an ankle injury. Last game he played 23 minutes, but had 4 steals, I remember. But now he's gonna be out. So that means more minutes for Jalen McDaniels. He's a guy that could give us good defensive stats. And Devontae Graham has also coming off the bench now, so you could probably drop him unless you need some assists. Let's look at the Charlotte Hornets schedule. They do have 4 games, and Devontae Graham, I think only if you wanted an assist, really. If he's going to play 23-24, he's for sure is a drop. For sure is a drop. They do have 4 games, so LaMelo Ball is a must roster. He's out there on the waiver wire. I mean, don't think about it. Go get him. He's a guy that, again, he didn't make a 3, but 6 rebound, 5 assists, 4 steals and block, 5 turnovers, 14 points. A beast, fantasy beast. If he's out there on the waiver wire, you gotta grab him. Could help you win the league. Terry Rozier has fallen bad. I think this is the Terry Rozier we know. We cannot draft this guy in the top 50 next year, guys. I don't think he's still the 46th ranked player. Okay, but this is his ranking is still pretty good to be honest. In the last, consider the stat line, I thought it would be more like outside the top 50, but I really wouldn't draft him in the top 50s. Average 20 points, 3.3s. He's been hitting a lot of threes and getting a lot of assists, 6.2 assists. But I don't think he's gonna get average 6 assists with LaMelo Ball around next season, right? And this is more like a 42.5% from the field, and I just don't think next season he's gonna replicate what he's been doing all season. This game obviously not the best. 1 steal, 14 points. PJ Washington and Miles Bridges, I think those guys are must roster guys. You got to ride with the both guys. Good scheduling. Uh, Unless you don't want what they give you. These two guys, they contribute across the board. Miles Bridges being the more efficient one, 15 points, no defensive stats. But Miles Bridges, like we talked about, he's being like the top 25 guy in the last month. 2 threes, good efficiency from the free throw line. But yeah, we want to hold on to him. And PJ Washington, unless you really really want assist, because he contributes across the board, and he play at the center should really help his block numbers. But 21 points is great, efficient, 3 threes, good stuff from him. And Jalen McDaniels, I think if Cody Martin is gonna be out, we could look into stream him. They got a back-to-back Thursday, Friday, so I don't hate the idea of, pick him up maybe on Thursday. So they got 3 games on the last 4 days. If you have a guy already on your roster that plays Monday, Wednesday, sure, you can keep him, and then stream Jalen McDaniels on Thursday. Get those 3 games out of him. Same thing, like if you really need some assists and threes, Devontae Graham, you could stream him because they got 3 games in 4 days. Malik Monk is also back and playing. He's only a points and 3 streamer as well, and he played 27 minutes. That's really high. If I want threes and points, sure, right? Especially Thursday because they got 3 games. Let's look at the next game. The Sacramento Kings beating. Yeah, that's a bad loss for the Mavericks. The Mavericks, they're gonna be in the playing tournament. Wow, they made it all the way to the 5th. So wow, the Blazers, they are, the Mavericks, the Blazers, the Lakers. The Lakers has fallen all the way to 7th. Very interesting. But I don't think the Lakers care that much. Even if they're in the playing tournament, they should make it out. I'll be happy. Like if the Spurs somehow going on a 5-game winning streak and make the playoff, I'll be. But obviously this is not ideal. LeBron is back, and then they still, we'll talk about them later. They lost to the Raptors, but interesting. I think for the Nuggets, maybe it's a good idea to not play the Lakers. Who knows? The Jazz. I mean, you don't want to play the Lakers in the first round. That would really suck. I think for Jazz that worked hard all season only to get Lakers in the first round. But the Kings, they got a win over the Mavericks. I mean, the Kings, what's their schedule looking like? They got 4 games, so that's great. A back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you could stream Harkless for defensive stats. The minutes is low because he had 5 fouls. He gave you defensive stats, a little bit rebound. Marvin Bagley came back. Wow. Thought he's going to be out for season. But he came back, played 34 minutes. Sure, if you need points and rebounds only. If you're trying to win free throw, if you know you're going to lose free throw, sure. Like I would grab him, but he's really bad free throw shooter guy. But the fact that he played 34 minutes, when he's healthy, he's only getting 25. So yeah, maybe look to stream him on Tuesday and Wednesday, given that they have a back-to-back. Right? So, yeah, maybe look for him to stream. 23 points, 9 rebounds is good. Rashawn Holmes had 4 personal fouls, but he should be good to go next week. Have 4 games. Super efficient guy. This game also was in some foul trouble, but have 17 points. Everybody played pretty well. Buddy Hield, great. Shot the ball well in Buddy Hield standard. Hit 6 threes is what he does. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and block. He's been blocking some decent amount of shots. He's a guy that I would expect averaging 0.1, 0.2, but he's been getting a decent amount of blocks because I've been seeing him getting 40th ranked player in the last month, averaging 0.7 blocks. That's good enough. I take it. Tyrese Halliburton, it sucks. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to be out for a couple games. Had a knee injury. I mean, he might just be out for season, so I would absolutely just drop him. And we got to pick up Delon Wright. Delon Wright is a guy we got to pick up, especially for assists and steals. He's going to play some heavy minutes, and De'Aaron Fox is still out. When is Fox coming back? So, De'Aaron Fox should be back later this week, but Tuesday and Wednesday, we got to stream Delon Wright. And now that Tyrese Halliburton is out, I expect Delon Wright to be the backup point guard / shooting guard. So he should get some good enough minutes. This game great for Delon Wright. 14 points. Yeah, he could easily average 5 assists and 2 steals. To be honest, if he played 30 plus minutes, when he was on Detroit, he was getting some ridiculous amount of steals. He's a really good steals guy, and he can get some assists. So I would look to stream him. But we know De'Aaron Fox is back. So if you get Delon Wright, sure, the first 2 games you're gonna get some heavy minutes. You could continue streaming him because even De'Aaron Fox back, I still expect Delon Wright to get some minutes, especially if he needs some assists and steals. For the Dallas Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith went off last game. This game 1 for 7, but did the other stuff. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. The Mavericks also got 4 games this week. Their back-to-back comes from Thursday and Friday, so I would potentially look to stream some guys for those two days, or use that one acquisition to stream the guys from Thursday to Sunday. Because still 3 games in 4 days, sure, right? Maxi Kleber, yeah, this guy I thought he could be a mini Brook Lopez this season, but it's the blocks is pretty much non-existent. Dwight Powell had 20 minutes. Pretty good game, 2 steals and 3 blocks, but we don't want to stream him. He's starting every game but not getting enough minutes. Josh Richardson, we could potentially, if you need points, you need some threes, you need some assists, you need some steals. He's a guy, but all the categories in low volume, but every game he's playing high minutes. So the Mavericks got 3 games toward the end of the week. I could potentially stream him, depending on what you need. Luka, great, 7 for 8 from the free throw line, 6 turnovers, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 30 points. Good. Whenever Luka has a great free throw line like this, you have some hope. But yeah, he should give us good enough contribution for this week because they got 4 games. Jalen Brunson is also a guy, but who knows? Luka might miss a game. I don't know. Jalen Brunson, you could look into streaming, but lately he has not been good. So maybe I'll look what's out there on waiver wire and make decisions. With Luka Doncic out, he's supposed to give us a lot of assists. But with Luka Doncic around, mainly he's going to just give us some points, really. And he's not a big defensive guy either. Let's look at the next game. The New York Knicks beating the Rockets. It's not a surprise, really. The Knicks, they're the 4th seed. 1.5 games ahead of the 5th seed. That's great. They want to hold on to their 4th spot very, very tightly. Julius Randle continues to be great, and good to see him only play 30 minutes, but continues to put up some crazy counting stats. Good efficiency, 4 threes, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Really, really good stuff. And for New York Knicks, they have 4 games. It's interesting. They don't have a back-to-back. They have a game Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if you got Randall, great. You could just ride him all the way to the last game of the season, if this is their last season. And I believe Nerlens Noel is probably a drop. Not probably, for sure, it's a drop. He's gonna miss a few games, and I think that with Nerlens Noel out, I mean, if you really, really want some rebound, you could grab and some field goal percentage. You could grab Taj Gibson. But we've seen he played 31 minutes in this game. He didn't do anything. So there's nobody really benefiting. Um, both Lawrence and Mitchell Robinson, those two guys are permanent monsters. Excited to see Mitchell Robinson back next season. RJ Barrett, huge minutes, 40 minutes. I don't hate it. If you want points and a rebound as a point guard, everything else is up and down really. In category leagues, if you need points, RJ will give you that, but everything else, I don't know, very inconsistent. For their point guard, for their guards rotation, I think D-Rose could be a good stream. The fact that they don't have a back-to-back, so D-Rose should play all their full games. He's a guy that could give you good points, good assists, and good efficiency. D-Rose has really reinvented himself over the years. Like, I think a lot of people hate on him due to his, I don't know. I don't know how many people hate on D-Rose, but maybe one thing to nitpick is his efficiency was pretty rough on the Bulls because there's nobody else really. They got like 4 defensive-minded guys and D-Rose. But he's been really, really efficient, over the years, the past 3-4 years. So he could be a good stream for next week. Alfred Payton, no. Emmanuel Quickly, no. Really, a majority of the point guard minutes really goes to D-Rose. He'll come off the bench for Alfred Payton and play majority, like at least 25 minutes a game. So I think he could be a good stream this week if you need some points and assists and good efficiency. For the Rockets, it sucks they don't have 3 games this week. But if you got Kelly Olynyk, Christian Wood, I think, you gotta ride with them till the last game. Kevin Porter Jr., sure, depending on what you need. If you need points, assists, again, 2 for 6 from the free throw line. This guy is, in fantasy, the counting stat might look good, but just inefficient dude. So I think for next year, do we really want to draft this guy early? And if John will be back and play healthy, I don't think maybe take a fly on him last round. But just know, the guys like this, the guards, like inefficient guard, especially with bad free throw, it's they're not, their ranking is not going to be good in 9 category leagues. And I think his defensive stats have disappeared lately. Let's see him, Christian Wood, 7 for 11 from the free throw. Again, it's bad free throw from Christian Wood. Next season, I would take him 3rd round if I'm counting free throws. Otherwise, I'll probably take him later. I think I'm not gonna take him if I'm not counting free throws, to be honest, because we've seen this season high volume free throws on 65% on high volume. You can't win free throws. Kelly Olynyk is a guy next season that will be interesting to see if Rockets get any guys. He's not exactly young or old, so we don't know what they want to do with him. But they realize he's good, giving him heavy minutes now. He is a guy that, for sure, helping you win the league, being like a top 25 guy in the last month. Really, really good. Again, this game, what is his stat line? 17 points, 3 steals, a block, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. He can do everything. 21st ranked player in the last month. Around that era in the last month and a half, ever since he got some heavy minutes. So if you got this guy, congratulations. Jason Tate, if you need steals, he's been getting a lot of steals lately. I think really that's his only value. And Avery Bradley started playing 20 minutes. That is interesting. But consider Rockets only got 3 games in championship week. Really, realistically, you only want Christian Wood and Kelly Olynyk. Everybody else, sure, you could stream them on Wednesday. Next game, wow, they so close. OKC got destroyed the other night by the Pacers. Now Phoenix Suns, they're the number 1 team. Interestingly, they only beat the OKC Thunder by 3 points. Mikal Bridges, 17 points is good, 3 threes, but again, the defensive stats is almost non-existent. But he's a 49th ranked player in the last month in category leagues. I think if you have an efficient team and you're counting assists, he could honestly be good. Um, his biggest strength is field goal in the last month and the steals 1.4. But if you're looking for counting stats, he's not the guy. If you got like a Russell Westbrook on your team, if you got a John Wall, if you got a De'Aaron Fox, feel like don't pair them up with Mikal Bridges, right? I think you want, like, if you're gonna draft him next year, like on a per game basis, he could be a top 50, 60 guy because he doesn't turn up in non-category leagues, of course, because he doesn't turn the ball over. He could give you 1.4 or 1.5 steals, maybe a block. Everything else is, maybe two threes, 12, 13 points, but very, very efficient. So I think it's very team dependent on what your team is. If you're punting, field goal, then what the hell? If you're punting free throw, maybe he could be good. Because he doesn't really help you free throw. Even though he's 80% free throw guy, but he doesn't take that many. But you don't want to punt free throw with him either because he just doesn't turn the ball over. That's why his ranking is so good. You look at his counting stats, it's just also low rebound. In the last month, 3 rebound. What is that? He should, if you play 37 minutes, you should. Maybe DeAndre Ayton's taken off. Torrey Craig has been playing really, really well. Wow. I think I'll look into stream Torrey Craig. What's their schedule look like for the Phoenix? They have 4 games. I would absolutely, if you don't have Torrey Craig, I would drop a guy after Monday and stream him. The past 2 games, the minutes is high with Jay Crowder out, and he's played fairly well. He's a guy that could give you a little bit of everything. 10 rebound, a steal, 2 blocks, 18 points, 8 for 10. Really, really good. DeAndre Ayton did not have the best game against a bad Oklahoma City team. Had 3 blocks, 7 rebound. That's good, really good in fantasy, but 5 points, only took 3 shots. He had 5 personal fouls, but I understand. But he played 31 minutes in only 3 shots. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton, don't draft this guy in second round. Guys, I think we know that. Devin Booker, great. So consistent the scoring the points, good efficient everywhere. And this game brought 6 assists and 2 steals, so I'll take it. Chris Paul, so good again, efficient everywhere, 2 threes, 11 assists. No defensive stats, but that's okay. Chris Paul, so good, surprised us again with his health this season. Yeah, I would look into. I think Javon Carter for some reason played 26 minutes. Had 4 steals, but yeah, don't stream him, guys. I think Torrey Craig is a guy that, playing really well. He plays up Jay Crowder. I would take a look at him. Now he finally gets an opportunity. For Oklahoma City, I think it's drop city for all those guys. Actually, they do have 4 games this week, yeah, but their games are toward the end of the week. So I don't know if I need rebounds and points. Sure, I would keep Darius Bazley, but the efficiency is rough again. 1 for 5 from the free throw line. What is that? Hit 2 threes. But if you don't have, like, if I don't have the OKC guys, I would look into stream them on Thursday, because from Thursday to Sunday they got 3 games. Poker Sheffield is out, so you can leave him on the waiver wire. Moses Brown's minutes is really up and down. I think we know that at this point. So, if he's out there the waiver wire, I would pick him up on Thursday for rebound and field goal and some blocks. But I wouldn't pick him up now, to be honest, because they only got 1 game their first 3 days, which is not bad. But I want to stream somebody else for the first 3 days. Get like 2-3 games out of him. Let's to say that I don't have him on my roster. If you already have Moses Brown on your roster and you need rebound blocks, sure, like I would just write him, right? Because I don't want to spend 1 acquisition to get somebody to stream 1 extra game, because I could do that to any roster spots. Like I could just drop guys to the end and pick up guys. Lou Dort, 4 for 19. He's letting it fly. With everybody out, he's the first option on this team. But I think he might miss the back-to-back. I don't know. They're resting him and Theo Maladon. 50% from the field, that's great. But I don't know. He's not giving us all that many assists and steals. And Isaiah Roby only getting 21 minutes. I think it's not worth streaming if he only plays 20. And Prokopchevsky is obviously a drop. But I much prefer come back to Thunder guys by next Thursday, because they got 3 games the next game went to overtime. Philadelphia, they're trying to win games. They're trying to get that first seed locked down. And the Spurs, I mean, they're going to be 10th or 9th going into the playing tournament. So, I mean, because the 11th seed they're 2.5 games out. So although they did lose three straight, so Pelicans, I mean, realistically, with like 6 7 games left, it will be tough for the Pelicans. They got 8 games left. So, but if they win all 8 games and Spurs lose all 8, so mathematically they're still in it. But yeah, I think it's pretty much determined. But still could change if the Spurs lose a couple games. Depend on their schedule. Danny Green, great, 34 minutes. The Sixers schedule, how they look like. They have 4 games, so that's great. Especially they have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. So like I would absolutely stream Danny Green till Saturday and drop him for some defensive stats and threes. He took 12 threes, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He can do a bit every. He can dish out a little bit of assists. Like not one, he could give you like us like 2 or 3 assists. I don't know how much of a difference does that make, but it could matter if the assist is super close. Tobias Harris did not have the best games. Did not have the best game. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 points. But obviously you drop him after Saturday. Joel Embiid dropping after Saturday. Let's see how if he's gonna play the back-to-back on Saturday, the Friday Saturday. You want him to play in the first leg of the back-to-back, so you could drop him on Saturday. Stream more guys. This game also great, 34 points. It's just so good this season. Joel Embiid. He should be the MVP if he wasn't out. Consider that Denver Nuggets also, now they're top 3 teams in the Western Conference, and Jokic didn't miss a single game. I think the MVP goes to Jokic. But if Joel Embiid was healthy all season and they were the first seed, it should go to him. But I think it's close. Ben Simmons, what's up with him? Don't draft this guy in the top 20s. I know ESPN consistently put this guy this high up there. If you drop this guy, you gotta pound threes. You gotta pound points. You probably you definitely need to pound free throws. He has not been scoring at all this season. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals is okay. I mean, we know this guy can give us those 4 categories, but everything else is really, really negative. Seth Curry hit 6 threes. Crazy efficiency. He's a guy we could stream threes if we want. And Matisse Thybulle, if you want defensive stats, sure. He give you 1 steal and 2 block, nothing else. You can continue. He only needs 20 minutes to give you 2 steals and block. So why not? If you want, sure, stream him, especially the Friday, Saturday back-to-back. For the San Antonio Spurs, wow, Keldon Johnson. They are really. So this game, Jacob Poeltl and DeRozan, they're both out for rest. But I expect it to be back, right? It's just out for rest. But maybe next time if DeRozan is out for rest, we could stream both Rudy Gay and Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson, he is getting the minutes, so I would probably stream him Friday, Saturday if I need some rebound and some threes. Really, really good game here from him. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 19 points. But I just don't trust Keldon Johnson. Rudy Gay I could trust, to be honest. He's always get around 20 minutes. He played 36 minutes, the highest for the season. Because DeRozan is out, they really need some veteran. So, Friday, Saturday, if he's going to play both, and if DeRozan is going to rest, I don't hate the idea of playing Rudy Gay, streaming Rudy Gay. He's a guy that doesn't hurt you anywhere, very, very efficient, grab rebounds, score points. What he does. We know what he does. 2 steals here is also good. 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 threes. And Jacob Poeltl should be back, so don't drop him yet. Really, really good field goal. And Spurs have a decent schedule. You could ride with all those guys till Saturday, drop them, stream that spot for Sunday. So that's why I want to save the acquisitions, because realistically, half of your team probably don't have a game on Sunday. So you could drop all of them and stream that extra spot, right? Let's go to the last game of the night, the Toronto Raptors. Hey, the Raptors, they are 2.5 games behind. I don't think they will make the playing tournament. They're still playing guys heavy minutes. I know like they're resting Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet in back-to-backs. Fred VanVleet is a young guy, but there's no point. Like their schedule is also pretty bad. only 3 games. You could drop all the guys after Saturday. Um, but yeah, the 5 games is over. Guys have no value for sure. You want to drop Malachi Flynn. He only played 20 minutes, did not score a point, but 3 games nobody's gonna rest. I don't think. Maybe they will. I don't know. But Malachi Flynn, no value. Cam Burch also, if you know, if you need rebound and defensive stats, I would roster him till Saturday and drop him. Um, he's still getting decent amount of minutes. 9 rebound, 1 steal, but 1 for 6 from the field. But they still got the win because Kyle Lowry went off, 37 points, 11 assists, 8 threes, and a steal. Kyle Lowry still doing it. I think it's good that the fact that they don't have a back to back, so Kyle Lowry should play in all 3 unless something changes. I don't know. This game, OG Ononobi is also out, like a late scratch. So Stanley Johnson came in and played 30. He's not a good fantasy guy, I don't think. And Siakam also went off. Yeah, Siakam and Kyle Lowry both went off. Late season, great. I mean, what's his shooting percentage? 58%, 39 points. Great. 13 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks for assists. A monster game from Pascal Siakam. Maybe he helped you win to get into the championship. The fact that he scored 40 points and did everything really good. For the Raptors, the fact that they don't have a back-to-back, maybe they won't rest that many guys. For the Lakers, now that they got LeBron AD back, sure. But they're not winning games. I don't think it's too big of an issue for them, seeding wise, because they probably favor going to every single series. But the fact that they're losing all these games, it's concerning. And LeBron is old. After the ankle injury, I don't know how good he will be, to be honest. So I wouldn't bet on the Lakers to win it all. Looking like they definitely don't have the best odds at the moment. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists for LeBron. I mean, for the Lakers, what's their schedule look like? They got 4 games. Yeah, it's weird. They got 1 game the first 3 days. I would maybe stream some Laker guys starting Thursday because they got 3 games. Kyle Kuzma, sure. Like, he still got 35 minutes. I would stream him for points and he played well, points and rebounds. But nobody else, honestly. Dennis Schroeder was out this game, but with LeBron back, how much value does he have? No value, to be honest. I'm not interested in anybody on this team. Anthony Davis again struggled. 5 for 16 from the field against the Raptors team. Raptors inside, they got nobody. 12 points. I mean, everything else looks okay. And 2 for 3 from the free throw line. AD has had one of his worst fantasy seasons ever, to be honest. Yeah, this has got to be Anthony Davis' worst fantasy season. It has to be, other than rookie season, obviously. But he's so bad this season, and bad free throw again. The defensive stats still coming in, and 7 assists is good, but overall very disappointing. Andre Drummond, great. Getting 25, 26 minutes, he should grab us a lot of rebound and some defensive stats. And they have 4 games. I would ride with him. And that's it for all the games, guys. I'll see you guys later.